Welcome, everybody. My name is Matthew Jacobs, PIO for the Four Brothers Storm Team. And with me today is.
Hi, everybody. It's Zal Dennis. I'm Director of Communications with Four Brothers Storm Team. Welcome to our show here. We're going to put on a little bit of weather information.
And today we'll be discussing the current and future snow event slash ice event that is occurring right now across the, southeastern part of the United States, and will be making its way into the northeastern part of the United States over the next few days. And Al is going to tell you about the first model we're looking at right now.
Yes, man. What we're looking at right now is the base reflectivity. It is showing the difference of the precipitation with the greens and yellows. That is going to be your regular precipitation like rain and things like that. Your blues are going to be your snow, and your purples are going to be uh, mixed precipitation like sleet. And then your reds and a little bit of oranges mixed in there, orange color mixed in there, but kind of a reddish pink orange. That's going to be your freezing rain, and there's going to be some very noteworthy freezing rain that moves up there. What you see right here is this low pressure that is showing to start around the New Orleans area, coming up through Mississippi, Alabama, coming up through the Carolinas, now into Pennsylvania, going to go over upstate New York, move off on into the upper Northeast, and then eventually going north into Canada. When this low pressure is moving up there, a low pressure moves counterclockwise. That is going to help bring um, warm, moist air up from the Gulf, and then on the East Coast, help bring it in from the Atlantic, as the opposite side of the storm, or the correction, the low pressure pulls down colder air from Canada, from up north, and that's why you get this. It's usually a dividing line going halfway through it. Half of it's rain and half of it's snow. When this goes through there, you'll see the different changes in the colors. You see, like right there, through the Carolinas is going to have a lot of sleet and freezing rain moving up through the Carolinas into Virginia, New York, Pennsylvania. But we're going to go over the ice models here in a minute. Matt's going to go ahead and switch us over, and he's going to speak about the next model. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, so the next thing we will do, and thank you to Pivotal Weather for providing us all of these excellent models to base our weather predictions off of. We're going to look at the total accumulated snowfall for these areas over the next several days. And actually, as a matter of fact, this picture right here does not tell the full story. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But let's talk about what you can expect from tonight through Tuesday. As you can see, Arkansas is already getting a lot of snow, and we'll kind of key in on them in a minute. But as you can see, into Tennessee, Georgia, parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, extreme eastern Kentucky, up into New York and Pennsylvania, and up through into Canada, you can expect a wild ride here over the next few days as snowfall totals will continue to grow in the next a few days. I'm going to let this get to the last model there, and we'll kind of go through and look at some of the snowfall totals that can be expected. Looking over here in Maine, these little bit of peachish colored spots, which are very little, you can see upwards of 28 inches of snow can be expected in Maine, in Maine into Vermont is what I'm trying to say. These deep reds, I guess they'd be called violets, are 10 plus inches of snow, and as you can see, New York, the majority of New York is covered with that. With this spot right here, and when we take a closer look, we'll go state by state through some of these states to show you a better picture on a more local level. You can see 20 inches of snow predicted right in through. If I could just, there we go, 23 inches in that part of New York. Down into Pennsylvania, 12, 13, 14 inches in several places. And even places that don't normally get this type of snow, parts of North Carolina looking to get over a foot of snow. West Virginia, 13, 16, 15 inches of snow. Back into Tennessee, 15, 18 inches of snow there. Uh, Looks like even in the mountainous areas there, could be over 2 feet of snow. Back over into Georgia, 10 plus inches of snow. Alabama, same thing. And even into western Tennessee, which is very rare to see this type of snow event for western Tennessee, they're sitting at a possibility of 16 inches of snow at this time. So, as if that doesn't sound bad enough, I am going to turn on the total accumulated ice expectations and let Al tell you about the 1-2 punch that some of these areas can receive.
Absolutely, Matt. It's going to be a pretty significant ice event that moves through with this significant snow event. The one thing we do want to reiterate: this is just one model. This is the HRRR, or the high resolution rapid refresh. It's fairly accurate on what is going to go on. Me and Matt has been going over multiple models all day. Pretty much, they're all kind of saying the same thing. There's a little discrepancy on some of the depths, but pretty much they're all in agreement this is going to happen. But as of right now, you can see over towards the northern part of Georgia, starting around Atlanta. You'll see how this. If you want to take me just to the end, Matt, freeze it for me.
You last model or
Yeah,
last over here. Okay.
there you go.
Oh,
The
I apologize. There we go.
what we was just talking about. The you can see how it does come up, comes over toward Charlotte into Greensboro, and if you want to go to that darker purple
Oh,
spot right through there,
right in there. Let me go back
yeah,
to the mouse here.
yeah, you can see, up around a half of inch of ice could form, and of course, like we know, ice will accumulate faster and thicker on elevated surfaces such as tree limbs, bridges, overpasses, and power lines. So I would be really concerned about down trees and power lines, as well as very treacherous driving throughout South Carolina. But you can see this ice continues on up into, I'm sorry, that was North Carolina. It starts in Atlanta, goes through South Carolina, and it's still a quarter to a half inch in spots. A lot of half inch through North Carolina around Charlotte and Greensboro. But you can see that the storm does go up into Virginia, going up into Roanoke, up towards um, Hagerstown, all the way up through the center of Pennsylvania, up into upstate New York, going all the way through that area, through Syracuse, Rochester, and Watertown. And he's got some over there towards the other side, over towards Albany, along Connecticut, Vermont, in that area. But the most significant part will be the Carolinas and Georgia, like I said, from Atlanta into like Greenville, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Charlotte, and Greensboro, and into Raleigh a little bit. There where them hash marks are down there. That's going to be the show for ice. Uh,
And really quick before we kind of move on, I did want to say, my mother lives in North Carolina. She did send me a little video earlier. Obviously, if you know anything about the Carolinas, they're not used to this ice situation, and stores are completely sold out of everything: milk, bread, meat. I mean, it looked like almost like an apocalyptic scene, Al, with the way people went out and just got everything and anything they could to stock up because of the ice event.
yeah, and and that brings up something else. A lot of people go out and panic buy. You know, they got a snowstorm coming in, an ice storm coming in. That could affect them for a couple days. You know, with the power company and the Department of Transportation for each state, they're really good at restoring traffic. With the different types of ice and snow removal. Power companies are not just your one local power company, and that's it. For an event like this, they're going to be bringing backup or mutual aid from other towns, cities, and states into that region if there is a large scale power outage and things like that. So you're going to have reinforcements there. And with them predicting it like this, they've probably already got reinforcement or backup staged in the area ready to go. So you're not really going to be out of power for weeks, or you shouldn't be out of power for weeks unless you live in a very remote area. You might be towards the end of the list to get to. But go in and get some stuff to take care of you for a little bit. Don't go out and buy a whole bunch of meat and this, that, and the other because the just get some non-perishable stuff if need be. But there's a lot of safety stuff that goes with this, and we can go on for hours on safety tips during inclement weather, whether it's during the summertime power outage of storms or in the wintertime. Matt, would you like to go ahead and let's start around Atlanta area and work our way? Or no, 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 no. Let's start over in Arkansas.
Okay.
We'll go over to Arkansas and start that area. What Matt alluded to earlier, there's the storm has already started, and it is in Arkansas, and it is taking care of business.
So,
Go ahead, Matt.
Al, if you don't mind, before we get into the models, because the models are kind of starting now and moving forward, um, I would like to show this cam really quick. I'll make it full screen for everyone. And I know it's really hard to see at nighttime, but obviously you can see all of that. Well, and the snowplow that just went by. but you,
Again,
but you can
this
see.
this stretch of the road is well taken care of. Me and Matt was on this camera about 5 minutes ago, and there was a plow went through.
But you can see right here. This is near Searcy County, Arkansas, and they are reporting a foot of snow. That is right, a foot of snow in Arkansas. As you can see right here, we wanted to bring up this cam to kind of show you the snowfall amount. Looks like they got that car moved out, so good to see
Well,
that.
I can't tell if the car has moved or the snow has covered it up, buddy.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think I can see a back bumper there, so maybe hopefully that's
Yeah,
somebody's yard and not someone. In all seriousness, let's hope that that's
right.
not somebody stranded out there. So, but we just wanted to give you a visual. Sometimes seeing the snow on the ground is easier for you to understand than looking at models and trying to understand it. So we wanted to give you a quick bird's eye view there. But from this point forward, let me go to the snowfall. And it seems like for the folks here in Arkansas, this is mainly going to be a snowfall event for you, so you may not have to worry about the ice as much. But moving forward, like we said, some places already have a foot of snow, and even look into Memphis and east of Memphis, Tennessee. You can see here where you know Jonesboro 3.1. Arkansas 1.6, but it's this general area in here that already has a foot of snow. And between now and Monday at 6 a.m. Central Time, that is, they can
Hey,
expect.
Matt.
Go ahead.
Real quick, right where it says Conway 1.3,
Conway,
um,
yes.
uh, that is just south of where we was looking at that camera up towards Mountain Home, where we've already recorded to be a foot of snow by a trained weather spotter. Conway right now has a snow report of 3 inches of snow uh, in the county of Faulkner, reported by social media.
Um, right, and
So
so
that
somewhere in this general area, they've had between 9 inches and a foot of snow, and over the next couple days, you can expect to see an additional 6+ inches of snow. So, in some places, you could be getting near 18 inches of snow in Arkansas, and then looking back over to the east. Memphis is expecting at least 4+ inches, and then just to the east of that, you can see, upwards of 20 inches of snow, which is what we saw on that national model there. So it kind of concurs when we look in the local model. So you can see up to 2 feet of snow for parts of Tennessee too. So for this general area, and really even honestly, there are some spots over here in Oklahoma. 2 inches of snow might not seem like a lot to us who live in Ohio, but 2 inches of snow in a place like Oklahoma is a big deal for some people.
I know they got a half inch of snow already in Tulsa right now on the ground. We have a Four Brothers Storm Team member that lives outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he was reporting snowflakes somewhere around nickel to quarter inch in size, with a half inch on the ground earlier this afternoon.
So that kind of paints a good picture of what's going on in Arkansas. We'll start moving eastward. Al, if you want to go ahead and take, we'll do Kentucky and Tennessee
Okay.
next. You,
Yeah, go ahead, just shoot me to the end. There you go. And you can see right here some of the predictions. And like I said, the models are varying a little bit, and the variance is where that low pressure is going to go up, whether it's going to come up a little bit more towards the Nashville, Bowling Green, Lexington, and come up, or if it's going to come up more towards Chattanooga, Knoxville, Pikeville, come on that end. And that's going to depict where the snow is. But right now, a lot of them are pretty close to the same. You could see over towards Memphis area and Barlett, the 6 inches. Um, what is that under Columbia? Under that 1.3, looks like some
Columbia.
significant snow there. That
Oh, right here. Yeah, let me
yeah,
get back to my mouse here. And upwards
yeah.
of 2 feet plus in some areas. I see a 29 inch, 23, 25. So,
So we could call it safely in certain spots here, it's between 20 and 30 inches of snow. And like I said, this, and I want to reiterate this. You'll probably hear us say it a few times, that this is an estimation. This is computer models take in years and decades, rather decades and decades of past weather conditions, put it all into a supercomputer, and with the algorithms, they come up with these predictions. Um, but right now, Cooksville, if you remember Cooksville, that's where that EF4 that went from Nashville through Cooksville went through there. You're looking at inch and a half of snow around Nashville, up to 10 inches of snow in Cooksville as this storm continues to move up to the northeast. Somerset, Kentucky, you're looking at 7 inches. Pikeville, Kentucky, could see upwards of 6.3, so almost 6.5 inches of snow. And Huntington, West Virginia, up to 8 inches of snow, which once you start getting up north and east, that's not no big deal. But let me draw your attention to the lower right hand corner there to the southeast. Greenville North Carolina, almost 10 inches of snow.
I believe
Now,
that's South Carolina, actually, Al.
Asheville North, yeah, Greenville, South Carolina, Asheville North.
And
The
really quick, I just wanted to let everybody know. See, I drew these little lines here just to kind of reiterate. Um, the models may vary a little bit on the total amount of snowfall, but one thing that has been concurrent throughout all of the models is the general track of where the storm is going to go. So I continue to draw these lines just to show you that it is going to track in that general direction from North and South Carolina into the Virginias up into New York and or Pennsylvania and New York. So that's why I continue to draw that just to reiterate the fact that while we might have a few inches of difference in the models, you can see the track is all being uh, concurrent in where the movement will be with the storm.
yeah, and like I said, this is we're talking a lot of the snow is going to start falling tomorrow into uh, Monday morning, Monday afternoon, as be wrapping up as it moves on off. But you're thinking right now, there is no rain, no precipitation falling in Cooksville. It is 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is 86%. So it's not that shabby of a night. So these snap cold weathers like this is has a chance of being very uh, thick and heavy snow.
Would you like me to bring up the accumulated ice for this area?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Our One of our other weather programs was just saying a new weather thing just popped up and it kind of drawed my attention. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and pull up the ice for this, I'll let you go ahead. You can go over the ice.
As you can see in this general area, Tennessee, the northern halves of Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, it is kind of quiet. But once you get east of there, you can see, upwards of half an inch plus into parts of North Carolina and down into South Carolina, creeping up at 3/10 of an inch, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but 3/10 of an inch of ice compared to 3/10 of an inch of snow or rain can be a complete coating of a road. And
Uh,
oh,
Matt,
go
if I
ahead.
could throw something in there real quick, I believe a tenth of an inch of ice accumulated on a power line, I believe, if I remember correctly, is equivalent to 100 additional pounds. And this is in between pole and pole. So if you're up to 3/10, that's potentially 300 additional pounds of weight hanging on a power line. If I'm not correct on that, I'm pretty close on it.
I believe it would be like, is it PSI? Yeah, pounds per square inch or something like that. It's the equivalent of around 100 pounds of pressure being put on an active
Correct.
line. So yes,
Correct. So
but yeah.
that's something to think about with the storm is the additional weight of the ice.
So, as you can see, and we'll move over into the Carolinas here in just a minute. But as you can see, for Arkansas, Tennessee, this general area, even into the parts of Kentucky, it's going to be more of a snow event than an ice event, but a significant amount of snowfall for certain areas in this area of Tennessee and Kentucky. So now that we've looked at that area, let's move on to Georgia and South Carolina. Al. And I'll
Very
move.
good. I also want to point out, Matt, if you can pull your mouse over right to that northeast corner of Georgia, where by Greenville, up in that general area right there, they're already starting to see snow from down to Gainesville, which is above Athens.
Yep. That's
Uh, yeah, up in that area, all the way up into Franklin and almost at just a pinch south of the city of Asheville, North Carolina. They've already got some snow falling in there. I'm looking at the another screen that shows the precipitation, so it's already started in some of that area.
and if you would
All gray screen.
okay.
There we go. But I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. But we can see how significant this ice is going to be forming there, starting in the Atlanta area, 0.05 inches of ice accumulation. That's going to disrupt traffic. That's going to be some pretty treacherous driving conditions there. Coming up through Athens into Greenville, Rock Hill, Columbia, South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, moving on up to the northeast and Fayetteville, North Carolina, 0.15. Matt showing some other areas west of Fayetteville, around a quarter of an inch. Go around Rock Hill. You can see almost a half an inch there, 0.41, 0.45 I've seen there for a second. So, a quarter to a half inch of ice in the Rock Hill area between Columbia, Florence, Rock Hill, between Greenville and Columbia, some spots of half inch ice as well in there. Matt, would you like to go ahead and pop it on up to North Carolina? Or no, you're going to do snowfall. Go ahead.
Snow. Let me remove my arrows here, and let me tell them about the snowfall they can expect over the next few days in this general area. For Athens, Georgia, 9.5 inches of snow. Points north of Athens can see 10 plus inches of snow, as you see like this darker, there's lavender and then like a little bit darker purple. Back in this area, in between Athens and Atlanta, can see a foot of snow. And then over east of Rome, Georgia, 17 inches of snow, 18, so very significant snow event for parts of Georgia. And then going into South Carolina, this northwest section of the state, looks like, some places can get a foot plus, just a few spots there. But it looks like between, 8, 9, maybe a 10 inch there, yeah. All the way around Greenville, and then a little bit of lighter snow once you get toward Rock Hill, but still half a foot of snow is nothing to kind of joke about. I mean, still a significant amount of snow for this part of the country. So as you can see, anywhere from 16 plus inches all the way to 4.8 inches of snow into Rock Hill. So that is, and then we talked about this area with the last model we looked at, but you can see creeping up to 2+ feet over here in the northwest part of Georgia. So that is what you can expect snowfall wise for this area. And yes, Al, now I will take it to North Carolina.
Something else we want to touch on real quick is we're talking about ice. We're talking about sleet. Now, with that, when this storm system moves through, depending in the atmosphere, we've got multiple different layers where cooler, warmer air is. Usually, it's always colder up higher in the atmosphere and warmer on the surface. Sometimes you get a warming layer in the middle, and that's what's going to be going on to melt the snow a little bit and make it slush, not melt it that much at all, let it come down as freezing rain, or not touch the warming layer and it comes down strictly as snow. Now, with that, if it is in between that slush and freezing rain area and it is coming to the ground, that could help compact some snow. So your Charleston, West Virginia, 10.2 inches of snow. Once this wet freezing rain hits it, it might not measure on a ruler at that. It may have fallen because what we're judging everything on right now, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. For every 1 inch of rain equals 10 inches of snow. So just keep that in mind. Some of these in this ice belt right here, some of these snowfall totals could be lower by a measuring stick. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick. We are on total snowfall up into North Carolina. Uh, like I said, Charleston, West Virginia, Pikeville, Kentucky, Harrisburg. Um, that's going to be West Virginia, ain't it? Where am I at?
Harrisonburg.
Harrisburg, North Carolina, Charlottesville, North Carolina. You know, eight and a
I
half
believe
to,
Harrisonburg and Charlottesville are Virginia.
yeah,
North Carolina would be in this area. Because here's Richmond,
Raleigh.
Harrison.
There it is. I see it. I'm with you now. I got my Charlottes confused. Charlotte and Charlottesville. Imagine that. I got a name wrong. But you can see, man, if you want to take us over just east or west of Harrisburg, that heavy snow band right there. See what some in between them and Charleston, West Virginia. You know, you see there we got some 16, 17, 18 inches. Uh, yeah, so we're looking anywhere from 14 to 18 inches of snow along that belt right there. Um, so that's going to be some, yeah, right there. That's going to be some pretty heavy snowfall. And like I said, when this snow, if it's snowflakes falling, this could be falling some very thick, heavy snow. So if you're driving out in it, the roads can really turn on you fast and make it pretty treacherous. If you're at home, um, you want to think about shoveling your snow, but you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to exert yourself and cause any medical emergencies. The snow will end, and you can take your time getting it done. You know, your safety is first and foremost. But this weather event is going to be dumping some serious precipitation, whether it be frozen or freezing, meaning freezing rain. Uh, we got a significant snowstorm moving up the east coast. You want to pop it up to the next one there, Matt?
Have we done ice for this
Or
area yet?
ice? No, we haven't done ice.
And you just don't want me to talk, is all it is. You want me to skip
Well,
over
no, I
my
was going to
parts.
let you do snow totals for the next one.
As you can see, we have talked about it a couple times. This is the area where the ice portion of this storm is going to be the heaviest. And let me just draw it out for you here. You're probably sick of me looking like the John Madden of weather, on the telestrator drawing out the lines, but it just makes it a little bit easier for you to kind of have an idea of where we're talking about. Down into South Carolina. Let me get the mouse back up here. You know, anywhere from a quarter plus inch of ice accumulation going up into North Carolina. Anywhere from same thing here. This is over a half an inch in between Greensboro and Charlotte. Um,
Matt,
Go ahead.
if I could interrupt for one moment, National Weather Service in Tallahassee has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. This thunderstorm warning is tagged as tornado possible. This severe thunderstorm warning is for Wakulla County Big Bend of Florida, southeastern Liberty County, again in Big Bend, Florida, northeastern Franklin County in Big Bend of Florida until 1:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And
At 12:26 a.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm located along a line extending from 16 miles west of Crawford to 9 miles south of Carable, moving east at 40. That's 40 mph. This is radar indicated, and the hazards are 60 mph winds. That just popped up since it was tornado tagged. I figured I'd throw it out.
and be advised, and we were going to get to that after the snow, but since it was brought up, please be advised if you are in the Panhandle area of Florida, you can expect a 40% chance of thunderstorms to go possibly severe today, which is a significant number. So if you are in the general Panhandle area of Florida, please keep an eye on weather as well. Just because you're not getting the snow and ice, you do have a pretty significant chance to see some thunderstorms overnight tonight and into tomorrow. So just something to keep in mind if you are watching us from the Florida area.
Again, this is all to do with the same thing, that low pressure, like mentioned in the beginning, pulling up the moisture from the Gulf. That's exactly what's happening. This low pressure is pulling up the moisture, causing hot. Stand by, Matt. We got a tornado warning now into that. Attention, all monitor. Or, I guess I don't have. The National Weather Service in Tallahassee has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Click the wrong button. They're over top of each other. So, National Weather Service in Tallahassee has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Franklin County in Big Bend of Florida until 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 12:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Carabel, moving east at 40. That's 40 mph. Hazards is tornado. Source is radar indicated rotation. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northeastern Franklin counties, including the following locations: Lanark Village, St. Teresa, Turkey Point, and man, I'm going to butcher this one. MCINTY McIntray. That town. Again, National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for out of Tallahassee for northeastern Franklin County in the Big Bend of Florida. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. And as you guys can see, a lot of times we plan these videos out, and weather is an ever changing thing, and things can develop in the middle of doing a complete different video. So, as you can see, we kind of some things are on the fly, and you know, we always try to be as weather ready as possible. So, hopefully you guys understand that while we're trying to give you a video of future events, there are things that occur right now that take precedent, and we are trying to devote our full attention to this video while at the same time making sure we are doing our part as a weather team, being as we are the Four Brothers Storm team, to do our best to get warnings out to those who need them. So I want to just say that so you guys understand that wasn't a squirrel moment there by Al. That was him making sure that we are alerting people.
Because we all know that I can have squirrel moments at the drop of a hat.
So, yeah, but let's move up now. We kind of got pretty much through the ice event for this area. So we are gonna go to Pennsylvania next, and let me remove my. There we go, and bring it over here. We'll start with the ice. Al, if you want to take it.
The okay, where are we at here?
This is Pennsylvania. We just.
Okay, sorry, I have my other radar programs up. I'm looking at this torn.
Still there, buddy?
Yeah, wanted to make sure the tornado warning didn't go confirmed on the ground. We got mesoscale rotation IDs, and I see it on the couplets. Just wanted to make for sure it wasn't confirmed on the ground yet. It's under the KTUH Tallahassee on the radar scope down there, off to your lower right.
Um, yeah, I don't know why it's not allowing me to. Let me.
Click on K mode
Right
there, mobile
there we go.
elevator.
Now it's allowing me to. So let's
Now,
take a couple minutes to focus on this storm here. Let me pull up the
yeah.
proper radar site. As you can see, beyond the tornado warning, you can see that 40 plus mile an hour winds out in front of this storm as well. So,
Can you switch it over to the storm relative velocity? That shows the couplets in rotation for
I
tonight.
was heading there now. Storm relative
There.
velocity. As you can see, it'd be in that area right there. I'll zoom in so you can get a better. Oh, well, I
Okay,
forgot.
hold on real quick, Matt. Um, Up next to at the top where it says KDP.
Yes.
Okay, that icon below there. Yeah, click that. See if that smooths it out some. Or is it the one over to your left? You're smoothing. Yeah, click that.
It won't. I mean, it's not.
Wonder. Okay, we'll look at that different at a different time. But that's your smoothing to help get rid of the pixelization and the Minecraft look. But you see right there is the rotation. Uh,
Let me.
right there is kind of a little canoe shape right there. Showing rotation, there is uh, a tornado vortex signature assigned to this storm, as well as a meso ring.
And really quick, just to give you an idea, TVS marker tornado vortex signature means they have determined significant rotation, whether it be mid or upper level, and that's why they call it a TVS marker because it is showing enough rotation that it can produce a tornado.
Okay, my last update, Matt, is showing that the rotation is starting to broaden out. This may have been either a quick spin up. Yeah, it's broadening out now. So
Yes, definitely.
this system will probably be removed here shortly. So
Unless
we can go back to our thing now.
a regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So, Pennsylvania, ice.
Okay. Pennsylvania, let's go over and look at Pittsburgh. It's going to get hammered with snow in a minute. Matt will talk about that. Looking pretty good on the ice front along that whole western coast, but coming right up through the center of it, Pennsylvania, is some pretty serious ice in the lower part. It starts thinning out once you get past college or state college. You can see Altoona, uh, 0.06, very light. Going to be the glazed donut look. the wee hours of the morning. That sounds very
Oh, donuts.
good. But you see the ice event part of this is starting to fizzle out the more north and east we go. And that's because the temperatures are cooler up here and it's got more probability of being more snow than ice versus down into the warmer climates down in the Carolinas where you're going to have warmer temperatures down there. So you can see all along that area from Hagerstown all the way up going into upstate New York. You can see it trending lighter and lighter. Williamsport 0.02.
You know,
And
Williamsport Little League World Series is played there, so.
is it?
Hmm.
I'm not a sports guy.
I know. Hey, it's never too late to teach an old
Never,
dog new tricks.
never. Matt knows how well I remember this. He'll tell me tomorrow and I'll be just as surprised.
Yeah, he'll say, "What's a Williamsport?"
All right, Matt. You like to go over the snow totals because you're going to have a whole lot more to talk about than I.
Sure. Excuse me.
Buzzinga.
Did not mean to get all choked up about it here, but all right. Well, as you heard Al say, obviously he's 100% correct. We have a lot more of an event here when it comes to the snow portion. Let me kind of, you know, this general area here in down through here, as you can see, Grove City 11, and every time I hear Grove City, I'm thinking Ohio, but we're in Pennsylvania, so that can't be. Pittsburgh around and surrounding areas can expect a foot plus of snow. Grove City calling for 11 and a half inches or 11.6 inches of snow. State College at 8.4, but points just to the west of there, 13, 14 inches. St. Mary's at 12.9. Jamestown getting into the New York area, 15.6. Points north of that, 20 plus inches of snow. Elmira, I thought she was the mistress of the night. Apparently,
Yes.
she's going to get 12.7 inches of snow plus in her general area. And then we'll get into a little bit more of New York when we get there. But Ithaca,
We cannot forget the snow at Dunder Mifflin.
yes.
Granton, PA, and points to the southeast of that. I bring that up because a very good friend of mine, Johnny O, has been deployed there with FEMA. He is currently in Scranton, PA, assisting with COVID relief and EMS backup for local departments with transportation and stuff like that for again through EMS through FEMA. He's been
Oh,
gone for a couple weeks now, and I do keep him abreast of weather events in and around Scranton.
well, Johnny O, if you do happen to catch this video, stay safe and thank you for what you're doing. You are a great asset and help to humanity. And, with everything going on with COVID, it's unsettling times to say the least. And it's good to see that are still people that are capable of doing good through the hard times. So thank you, Johnny O, for what you are doing. And we already talked about the ice here, so let's get to New York and the last little bit of this storm feature here.
There we
Al?
go. We're in New York. We see how are we going to we're going to hold off on ice on this because it really once it got up past Elmira, it was and Ithaca, it started dropping down. So we'll stick with just the snow totals right now, and you can see right down towards Jamestown, coming up through Buffalo into Rochester, Waterton, into Potsdam. Significant snow event moving up through there, and not leaving out um, Albany, Sarasota, Saratoga Springs up through the northeast corner of New York and that Vancouver, right? Burlington,
Burlington would be Vermont.
Vermont, and Connecticut under it, right? Springfield.
Correct.
So you
And
can see if you want to go just east of Saratoga Springs to that beige area, you can see,
28.
we'll call it 25 to 30 inches of snow, 25 to 28 inches of snow along that area
Oh,
in Connecticut.
Massachusetts, Springfield. 28 inches of snow here.
So
Sorry, go
you can
ahead.
see there. No, no, no. You're fine. I was looking at something. You can see how this is not just one path going straight up. You're going to have spots, and you got to remember terrain has a lot to do with this as well because you do have uh, like the Poconos, the mountains up through there, up through the Smoky Mountains, the Appalachian mountains that come up through here. Also, you know, terrain will have a lot to do with how the snow falls and the cold air gets trapped, not going over some of the mountains and things of that nature. But this is going to be a pretty significant. For some people, this is just astronomical snowfalls. But we are talking about the upper northeast area, and some of these places, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 inches of snow is a little significant. It's not all that big deal because they are kind of used to it up in this corner of the United States. And that includes going all the way up into Maine and everywhere else up to there for a nor'easter to come up. I do not think this is going to be considered a nor'easter because I don't think the winds and all of that meet the parameters. But as for snow totals, I think it's still going to be an eye opener for some of them because, as we all know, this year has been um, we've been pretty lax on snow events.
Well,
I
and
know the Ohio Valley is seriously behind schedule on our totals for the year.
I just wanted to say this. I don't think in my life, though, I've ever been a part of a weather 24 hours where I've got to be a part of calling out a volcano eruption slash tsunami warning, a tornado warning, and a foot of snow in Arkansas in my life. So this may be a first for that.
Absolutely, we better get with the Mayans and see what they did to control the weather.
I just, yeah, in case you haven't heard, there uh, was a tsunami warning today. I believe, if I remember right, it's been a few hours now. It was in Hawaii, correct?
Yeah, like around Fuji,
Yes.
um, in the Tongo or Tango region, an underwater volcano.
And it erupted with such a force that they feared tsunamis were going to happen because of it. So, another strange weather phenomenon. You know, just what last month we had the tornado outbreak in the Tennessee, Kentucky area, into Missouri. It's Illinois, I think, got a pretty significant tornado that day as well. So, just in the past couple months, things have really ramped up in what was otherwise a fairly quiet weather year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe that Amazon warehouse was actually in Illinois.
Correct, yes. So,
And then the F4 that wiped out the Mayfield, can't remember the other one, came up through the Princeton area, which, again, another one of our members, a director of our storm team, Director 200 over radar, it missed his house by, I think it was like a mile and a half, something in that range. So dangerously close to him. But you're absolutely right, Matt. It's been pretty uneventful year, not just the fall or winter, but pretty uneventful year. We've had a couple little spots, where we peaked a little bit on stuff, but overall, not a whole lot of big stuff happening. And then boom, today the dam broke and everything happened.
No, I think the dam was the only thing that didn't break today. Everything else was what went loose, cut loose.
Absolutely. And I was watching um, some reports, some weather reports earlier, around 8 a.m., 8, 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is a specific Pacific time. Uh, some of the waves had started coming in, flooding some of the marinas, some of the parking lots, and stuff like that. And all along our West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington, uh, parts of Canada, and Alaska started moving people back away from shorelines, getting them off of beaches, closing down marinas, and things of that. But I do remember in Southern California, and I don't remember the name of the town, they showed a live view, and there was police department presence there having people evacuate the marinas and such because that was coming in. And I believe the time it was supposed to hit Alaska um, was close to the time they're supposed to receive high tide. So a high tide plus a tsunami at the same time.
The good thing is, just a little while ago, they did say the tsunami threat has receded. So good news
Correct.
there. Was they are not expecting any
Correct.
more.
And they said on the report earlier that they was not expecting catastrophic flooding, anything like that. It would be low level and coastal um, minor flooding. So thank goodness we was able to avoid that on our west coast.
And they did come out and say that they did rate that or earthquake as a
Yeah,
7.3 today.
correct.
So
Um,
just
if you guys haven't seen it, go online and look. Uh, do a search on YouTube. We don't have it up right yet, but there are images and videos of both infrared and heat that shows the volcano when it erupts from satellite views. Um, if you're watching it, you can actually see the shock wave going across the ocean. You can see the plume going up. You can see the heat emitted off of it coming out of the which is that it's going to be like steam. The heat coming out of that, it was really impressive.
that is for sure, Al. Um, and once again, just like to say, this is a very significant event for a large portion of the eastern part of the United States. So if you are not getting directly affected, but you know somebody in these areas that we talked about, reach out to them, let them know that over the next few days they can expect to see some significant weather, and they can stay tuned to the Four Brothers Storm Team for all of their updates. Al, would you like to tell them where they can find us at?
Absolutely, Matt. You can go to our website at www. This will be all one word. The number four brothers with an S stormteam.org. That's www.4brothersstormteam.org. When you're on our site, feel free to look around. We got some photos, we got some descriptions of our directors, and If you go down just a little bit, you can actually listen to our national alert channel that we announce all of our. Thank you, Matt. That we do all of our announcements of like tornado warnings, blizzard warnings, um,
Did I spell something wrong?
or the two S's, four brothers, then another S.
Oh, that's probably for Brothers Storm Team dot
Dot org.
There we go.
Bingo. But
So
yeah, if you scroll down there a little bit, go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say, if you want to see what the weather's like in our neck of the woods, we do have a spot for all of the live weather stations that we have active across parts of the United States right now. And right here is where Al is talking about that you can listen to all of the alerts live here on our website.
Absolutely. And during this event, we will be announcing some of the weather events that will be going on uh, here soon. We're going to be adding an additional box there. It's going to be our radar room. You'll be able to listen to us discuss radar events, talking about specific warnings, specific locations, what we are seeing happening live on radar. So we'll just say that you live in Charlottesville, North Carolina, and you're listening to this, you will hear us talking. Well, I see a snow squall warning issued for, and we will read it, we'll talk about it, or a mesoscale discussion over this general area. So it's something to keep an eye on. If you're interested in weather, good listening. If you want to get the Zello app, it's free of charge. It is a mobile app you can put on your phone. Would you like to talk about that real quick, Matt?
Sure thing. So we on Zello, we have several different channels. Anything where we talk about anything from family to video games, a general chat channel, all the way to all the nitty gritty, the fancy words like mesocyclones and stuff like that. So you can catch us on Zello once again. Like Al said, it's a free communications app. It's a push to talk app. You just push and hold in on the button and say, "Hey, my name is what? My name is Chicka
Slim.
Chicka Slim Shady." Yeah, I'm glad you caught on to that. Um, and another thing is, here in the very near future, one thing we are looking to do is add members to our team. So if you're interested in whether would like to get trained in the different fields that we offer on our weather team, feel free to reach out to us on our website. As you can see right here, are you interested in weather? Glad you asked. So you can submit, I believe we're calling it an application, and we'll get
Correct.
back with you and we'll make sure
I believe
that.
it's,
Oh,
I
go
believe it's
ahead.
on down. It's on down underneath that. Click. Yeah, right there. Join our team. Up,
Yep,
up, right there.
yep. So if you click there, it'll take you to this page here, and then you click now, and then the Zello app. This will take you to, I believe it takes you to one of our channels, which I won't do now, just in case somebody's up talking. I don't.
Nobody's on there talking. It does take you into our interview room that the directors monitor. If you was to go on that, you can click there, download the app, go right into that room, and immediately talk to our directors. I got something else to add about the Zello app after you're done with the join our team part, Matt.
Oh, and we would love to have you. And we are not one of those teams. I don't care. We don't care if you're brand new to weather. If you have a passion and you have a desire to learn and you're motivated to help out, the two main things our team focuses on is constant improvement within ourselves, even people who've been doing this for 10, 20 plus years. But we also are a public safety team. We go out in the field, yes, and we do spot chase. We also do radar. We do communications. There are several different divisions, but we mainly focus on public safety, and that involves post tornado, post storm. If people need help, we are all trained in various different ways. We have current police, former fire and EMS, people who come from all walks of backgrounds, but we've all trained in first aid, CPR, and even more advanced stuff beyond that. So we are very much a safety first and community first team.
with a goal of constantly improving ourselves, like Matt said. One thing I wanted to add about the Zello app is excluding talking to the Four Brothers team, you can create your own channel on there. Uh, Make a family channel that only you, your spouse, and your children, if they have mobile devices, that you can get on and open chat with them, or a work buddy that's in another area that you talk to a lot. You don't want to text, you don't want to call. You can just use this device as simple as pressing the button and hey Matt, you got your radio near you, and it comes right across your phone. You pick it up. Matt picks up his end, hits button. Yeah, I'm here, or I'm busy. I'll get back with you later, and move on from that. It's quick and easy. We really, really like using the Zello app. It's made communications extremely affordable for teams like ours. Even if you've got an uncle out in Albuquerque, you can Zello him. It's not long distance. It's all internet based. So it's a great app to have, even if you're not looking at joining our team. I just want to throw this plug out there for Zello. It is a very good app, very easy to use, and it does have some high quality uh, audio, and it's inexpensive. You ain't got to buy, or you do not have to go out and buy any big radio equipment, and, amplifiers to make your signal get so far, and all this other stuff. You can do it right from the phone that you already have in your pocket.
The following video is not sponsored by Zello.
Exactly.
But you can also catch us on YouTube, Four Brothers Storm Team, Facebook, Four Brothers Storm Team. I know we have a Twitter. I want to say it's Brothers Storm Team. I don't think they put the four on there for some reason. Um, but I will post all of our links in our description below. Um, but feel free to reach out to us, even if you're not interested in joining the team. Please reach out and questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, whatever you may have. We value your input.
Absolutely. And you can get a hold of myself or Matt. Again, Matt is the PIO. He's also part of our communications division. I am the director of the communications division. And one of the things we are striving to accomplish this year is putting out multiple videos going over weather, whether it's going over terminology used, like what is a mesocyclone, what is uh, storm relative helicity or CAPE, or or even the simple stuff. What is base reflectivity? When what does the radar actually do and see? We're going to do little videos about that, as well as the forecasting tools and things of that nature. So if there's something you would like to see, again, easy way to do it is on our Four Brothers Facebook page. Go into the messenger, or just send us a message and get with us, and we will definitely work towards getting that video made and put out and published on our YouTube channel and relayed through our Facebook channel.
Um, and just a couple of things to look forward to when the severe weather season starts back up. Myself and Al are going to be starting a series of, and it's not gonna. We want to put this out here now. It is not going to be your Reed Timmer, Sean Casey, storm chasers. We're not going to glorify and make storm chasing seem like this illustrious thing, because for every one Sean Casey and for every one Reed Timmer, there are 50 guys like us struggling to get by, but just love what we do and have a passion for this. Not to say that Reed and Sean didn't, but we're not getting paid to do this either. And so we're going to chronicle the day to day life, so to speak, of a storm chaser coming this next severe weather season. So look forward to that video series as well as in the very near future. Al and myself are going to be starting a weather podcast, but it's going to be on the lighter side of things as well. We're not going to be hand and fist serious about it all the time either. We're going to have lots of fun with that. So just a couple things in the short and long term future to look forward to from us here at the Four Brothers Storm Team.
Um, Real quick, Matt, just outside of Little Rock, we just got a report, and this is light rain and snow are falling at the same time. The ground is, scoot a little closer here and see this. The ground is just wet, no accumulation. Elevated surfaces still have about a tenth of an inch of snow, I'm sorry, snow cover. Small tree branches, leaves have a hundredth or 200th of inch accumulation. So just northwest of uh, Little Rock, in the town of Conway, they're starting to get some ice accumulation and buildup on the storm. And looking at the radar now, the the snow line has really moved over into Dyersburg, Tennessee, in the northwest corner, Union, Tennessee, Mayfield, Kentucky, which we talked about earlier about the F4 tornado that went through there, and all this is just south of Paducah. See Matt's scooting over that direction. You can see there's a defined line going from Arkansas up to the northeast. Like I was saying, heading towards Hopkinsville, and Hopkinsville, Kentucky, is at 34 degrees. Paducah, 33 degrees, and Dyersburg, for the area of Dyersburg. Okay, so another snow report just came in from Arkansas of 3 inches of snow.
And a big
Closing in
giant
on it.
question mark. They got something, they just don't know what it is.
That's the one I just read. That's the 100th or 2 of accumulation. Kind of
And
worded.
correct. And I just wanted to point out the 12 inches of snow that we were talking about earlier was reported here in Searcy County, Arkansas. And you can see that is all, like you said, pushed off now to the
Uh,
eastern. Go ahead.
I'm switching radars to make sure it has pushed off, and we're just not, it's not in the radar coverage. But you're correct. There is still, if you go up to Springfield, Missouri, right there, the KSGF
Hold on, let me.
right there.
Yeah, I see it now. There's
Oh,
just 8,000
you
things
click
around
there,
it.
you can still see over in that area. There is still a little bit of snow coming down in that area.
Okay. But yes, the majority of it has
Yeah,
pushed
correct.
eastward at this point. So, see, and like we said earlier, sometimes, weather is a very fluid, moving thing, and sometimes just when you think you have a wrap on things, weather kind of changes your mind for you. So,
Hey, Matt. Oh, go back to um, oh Memphis site, please.
alrighty.
Okay. Now go up and hit the play button, and you can see how the low pressure is working. You can see the rotation of the storm.
And you can see a well-defined line.
Yes,
The freeze line is kind of. I'll
and you
draw
can see
the best
you
I
can see
can here.
that's not heavy snow. That purples and pinks you see there is mixed precipitation.
And you can see right there is the freeze line. Everything to the north and west of that black line is, like you said, a wintry mix, and everything to the south and east at this point is still just normal precipitation.
Real quick, one of the things we use in tornado tornadic storms, looking at tornado is it's called correlation coefficient. We look for debris aloft, which signifies a tornado is on the ground bringing stuff up. If we switch over to the CC now, you'll probably have to stop your motion. Uh, we can see right there through Haywood down through Memphis, down into that whole area right there. That is picking up um, freezing rain, sleet. That's what it should look solid purple, like what you see to the west over there in Arkansas. It should look in that color like that. But when you start seeing this here, that's the that's what we can look to see. Okay, that's not really snow falling. This is more freezing rain or sleet falling right now.
So for example, what Al is talking about, and I'll zoom in a little bit. You see these greens and blues uh, during a tornadic event. This would be an indication that there is debris aloft, and the radar is picking it up within the storm. During winter weather events, like Al said, this is your sleet, freezing rain mix, and I believe the other term is it grapple?
Grapple, yeah. It a lot of people and will call it sleeting, but grapple is usually just a little bit bigger than like BBs. They're usually smaller in nature.
So, um, just to give you a clear picture of what Al's talking about, I just wanted to zoom in and kind of show you some of these discolor or these. Well, I don't want to say discolorations, but the different colors and what they
Yeah,
represent during severe weather and during winter
absolutely. It's
weather.
showing an anomaly in the radar, so that's why we know what that anomaly. We know to look for that anomaly,
And
and yeah, right there where you're pointing that up there, the
yep,
pocket of it,
yep, over near Lauderdale.
not Florida.
No, that would be Fort Lauderdale. But so yeah, glad you caught that, Al. That's another good learning thing there. So I'm glad that you pointed that out before we headed out for the night,
Glad we had the opportunity to see it.
or I guess at this point we should say the morning since it is after
Yes,
midnight.
yes, and we will be on correlation coefficient quite a bit tomorrow. I'm sorry if my audio got a little quiet there. I leaned back, but we will be on correlation coefficient quite a bit tomorrow, as well as base reflectivity. Not
Um,
only looking at the precipitation, but what type of precipitation
oh
that is
boy, did you
falling.
give us a or participation and a specific tonight?
Yes, I did.
We'll blame it on the time of morning.
Yes, yes, we will.
Um, but I actually have the privilege of going, and so for a living right now, I'm currently announcing high school sports, and tomorrow is the Fort Laramie Classic for any of you who live in Ohio or surrounding areas that may know of the Fort Laramie area. Every year they host a 1 day showcase event, and it's always 4 games in 1 day. So myself and of course everybody's favorite announcer, Mr. Mike Hearn, will be on the call for all 4 of those games. So I will not be around for the event, but I know Al, you'll be here, and
Yes,
I
sir.
do believe that Director 200 also has said he'll be around tomorrow for this event. So
And probably one of our safety guys, uh, Mickey 201 or 301. I think he might be around as well. But regardless, we're definitely going to have some eyes on the storm throughout the day tomorrow.
and I just wanted to point one other thing out really quick. Sometimes people ask, like if you see this line right here, straight out from the site. I just saw another one going out this
Yeah.
way.
Them are laser beams.
Yes, lasers. They're called radar beams. And do you want to tell everybody why that it shows up on our radar screen, Al?
Go ahead, because I got something I want to talk about right after.
Oh, I see. Um, I lost my train of thought as to why. That's why I kicked it to you.
Oh, what that is there's so much ice and stuff in front of the beam that it casts them lines behind it. That's why when you're looking at storms, 72-mile-an-hour thunderstorm wind gust in Florida. The what it's doing is that's why we watch radar in the front of a storm as it comes towards us versus staying on that radar side as it leaves, because there's so much stuff in front of it, it hinders the view. So this is stuff blocking the radar that causes these striations or these lines.
And you
Uh,
said there was something else you wanted to share?
yes, something I want to look at real quick, and this is another feature that we have on our team and our products. If you would like to bring up do a biometric scan of around the Covington, Mason, Brownview area real quick. A little bigger. There you go. What we're going to do, it will show it. Very good. Bigger full screen for me. There we go. Can you, what in the world? You don't have, oh yeah, there it is. Go over to NROT. We go to NROT. We look for any, I don't know, why did I go NROT? We're not looking for updrafts
Because that's what you're
or
used to.
I, I thought on mine we had correlation coefficient on it. Uh,
No, that's if we do the.
no, I'm pretty sure mine has it on there. Yeah, I know that has it. Uh, well, we'll use this feature here. Go back and make sure your line is going through it. I didn't see where the line was placed. There you go, all the way right there. What we're doing is we put a line there, and we're doing a cross-cut section of the storm. What this is we could see where the ice layer is, and you could see it is lower than 5,000 foot on most cases. Probably under 1,000 foot on most of it. So you can see that and what I was talking about earlier, this is how you find the warm layer. Uh, you have this to see what you can see the information above it being in purple, and then you come down and then you start seeing where the frozen precipitation is, giving you a harder radar hit uh, on the radar beam. So it's showing you that the freezing rain is lower to the ground. It's not in the upper atmosphere falling from, any great height. The storm itself, cloud base is around 10,000 foot, maybe up to 11 to 12 at point.
Correct.
Switch to, never mind. I'm done with this. I'm done.
Oh, well, okay.
There's not much more to talk about on that. It's a crosscut section that we could see within a storm. The first one I showed, doing a biometric scan of it, that lets us look at it. Go ahead and do that again for that area. We'll do storm relative velocity. Okay. Okay. Look at more horizontal view. Lower. Hit your lit volume in your
Get
view mode.
lit.
Yeah, and there, what we're looking at there, zoom in. What we're looking at there, go ahead and bring it down to a more horizontal view again. Right there, now we're looking at a cross-cut section this direction now, that we could see how if the correlation coefficient was on this one. I don't know, you might need an update there. I'm going to look when we get off this. I'll look at mine to see if it's on there, but I thought for sure it was. But this lets us see three-dimensionally on the storm, like for velocities or wind direction. It lets us see green is green is towards the radar, red is away from radar, red away. But when we're doing other stuff, it'll let us look at the winds. What winds are moving, say east to west, and what winds are moving from the ground to the upper atmosphere. So you got your updrafts moving up, and your shear winds moving across, which causes rotation. That's what this what would you call this?
The biometric scan.
Well, yeah, but this, not model, but this product
Feature. Yeah.
feature or product allows you to do. And you could see how it's diagonal right there, how it goes down. That's because it is going toward what is called the cone of silence. And we'll get in depth on that, some of that other terminology. I think we're getting off beat here. Me and Matt can talk for hours about this stuff, which will make great for a podcast.
Depends on who you ask. There we go. My smoothing worked.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, once again, just to kind of wrap it up and put a nice, neat little bow on it, if you're on the East Coast, minus, I would say, Florida, and even going to Georgia and Tennessee, parts of Kentucky, ice and snow. I believe that is one of the first lines in the Immigrant Song, Al, by Led Zeppelin.
Well, if you think about it, from Atlanta, which Atlanta will be getting some a little bit of the snow, a little bit of the show, but take Atlanta, go straight east to Myrtle Beach. All points north of that could be in for a rough day tomorrow into Monday. All points south going to be wet, going to be moist, Matt. Going to be
Yeah,
moist.
sure is. And if like once again, just wanted to remind everyone if you are in the Panhandle, more specifically this area right here, please be careful as there is a chance overnight into tomorrow for the development of severe weather. As a matter of fact, really quick, the National Weather Service has issued a severe
Canceled.
thunderstorm for
Part of it has got canceled.
Wakula in Franklin County. So that same area getting hit again. Uh, at 12:40, severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending 11 miles northwest from Crawfordville to 10 miles southeast of Carabel, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. So beyond it being a severe thunderstorm, not moving very fast, so
Is
flooding
is
could
that
become.
still tornado possible? Tornado tag at the bottom.
Uh,
I know
I don't,
earlier it was. I
I don't see one, but that doesn't mean it's not.
no, yeah, on the warning. I didn't know if it was still
I
tagged
did not.
tornado possible at the bottom.
Oh
So,
yes, tornado.
yeah,
Still tornado possible.
still have a threat there. Yeah,
So, if you're in the Florida area, be careful over the next 12 to 24 hours as severe weather still remains a threat for you. My name is Matthew Jacobs, uh, PIO for the Four Brothers Storm Team.
and I'm Al Dennis, Director of Communication.
Everybody stay safe, weather wise, and stay healthy moving forward as COVID is ramping back up. And have a great night. And thank you for tuning in.